Hi everyone and welcome to this short video about understanding internal strategic analysis. Let me put exactly the discussion in the right point. So when we are doing the strategy, you remember that we were doing the strategic management process. We have different stages. One of the stages is strategic analysis. We are comparing the external and the internal side of any organization, okay? Remember that this can be done using the SWOT analysis. And after the diagnosis, what are we going to do? We're going to have the strategy formulation, implementation, and control. Let's get back to this idea of a strategic analysis, which is the way that we diagnose the environment. How is the environment changing? How is this affecting us? There are new competitors, there are new social changes, whatever, and we need to give a response. But before we do that, we compare all these different changes with our internal side. This short video, it's about understanding a little bit the firm's internal analysis of how we can understand the internal capability, the core capability or the strengths that we have in our company. We can understand main elements in a company that are the scope, what I told you, all different activities that we have, or the products that we have and the products that we don't have, okay? So for instance, you can see that in the case of Inditex, in Zara, you have, as I commented in another video, you have this idea of having not only the network of stores, you also have manufacturing capabilities that will be within our scope. But in addition, as you can see, Zara is really oriented to fashion, but Zara is not selling sport clothing. So for instance, sport clothing will not be within our scope, okay? So the scope is understanding about what we do, what we don't do. This can be activities, this can be products, this can be the customers that we look for or the customers where we are not interested. In Zara or in Inditex, they are not interested in the people that practice sport. They are not interested in the people that purchases technical clothing for going to the mountains or anything like that, or the people that play soccer, right? So this would be outside our scope. Then we have, of course, the type of ownership, whether we are public or private, whether we are listed or not in the stock exchange, or we are a family-run business, if we are a small or a multinational, okay? If we are a startup, as you know, or if we are a very, very old established incumbent, if we operate only in local markets, global markets, only in Europe, only in Latin America, or whatever. Now, the idea is for you to understand that we need to really look at trying to understand more clearly what are those internal assets that we have, or these strengths that we mentioned before as part of the SWOT analysis. What are we talking about when we talk about core capabilities or strengths? We are talking about whether we are or not good in marketing, whether we have a very good sales force, a good brand, a good reputation, if we are capable of developing very good promotional campaigns, good ads, good commercials. Also operations, how productive we are, how is our cost of manufacturing a product compared to our competitors' cost for manufacturing the same product. Do we have a good finance or not? Do we have a lot of indebtedness, or we have our own resources, our own financial resources to grow? Do we have a very good technology? Are we really good at doing research and development? Are we a highly innovative company? Do we have a very good pool of talent in my company? Do I have the best engineers? Do I have the best science people? Do I have people that is very committed to the work? Okay, how is the culture of my organization? The culture of my organization, it's flexible, organic, adaptable to really host changes, or it's rather more mechanistic, rigid culture that really prevents from changing. It's too bureaucratic, people don't want to change, it's not flexible at all. So as you can see, all these will be examples of assets or capabilities or strengths that we have in a company. So the technology, the marketing, our operations, if we are not productive, if we are not innovative, if we have very good management systems or not, if we have a very flexible culture or not, And what you are doing here in this chart is that we can compare our internal assets, our internal strengths, what we are good at with competitors. So you can see how in orange it's our company and in blue is competition. Can be one competitor or can be average competitors there in this particular blue line. So we can see whether we are good at or we have more strengths than our competitors. We do something better than our competitors. If we are much better in operations, as you can see here, or we are much better in finance and technology than others, or we have worse skills, we don't have the same talent that our competitors, so that would be for us more a weaknesses than a strength, okay? So this is the main idea about understanding our internal analysis, our internal side, understanding all different assets or capabilities that are really making this what we call strengths in SWOT analysis. Now we have different ways to understand this. We have 3 different frameworks. These frameworks will be analyzed later in class or in other videos. But the idea is that you understand that we can have a look to our activities, what we do best than others, what we do better than competitors. And in this particular case, this activity-based framework or the value chain framework can be named in different ways that you will see. We have on one side what we call the primary activities that are the core activities that add value. In Netflix, these activities would be original content recommendation system. In Apple, these primary activities would be technology or would be brand recognition, for instance, okay? In Tesla, brand, technology, integration, they can manufacture batteries, making all the different things of the car, okay? This is an advantage, this is a strength, this is something that they do better than the others. And then we have the support activities. I mean, sometimes companies focus on some primary activities, technology or marketing or others, and the support activities are those that are necessary for the primary activities to function, but are not the ones that really give us a strength or are the ones that sustain our competitive advantage. A different way to understand this internal analysis is capabilities. Instead of activities, instead of saying we are very good producing original content, we are very good with scripts, we are very good with recruiting the best directors, the best talent for these film activities, we can use a general idea of capabilities. For instance, we can say that the capability in IKEA is design. This is the capability. And this capability, general design, can be used in designing furniture, can be used in designing furniture not only, let's say, with the good aesthetics, attractive design, but designing it in a way that it's really easy to do it yourself, to assemble the different parts of the furniture. So as you can see, we have the general activity, design, the general capability, design, but then different activities. Design for aesthetics, design for do-it-yourself, design for storaging in a flat way these products on the shelves to be more productive. So as you can see, the capability is the general idea, design, but then we have different activities that we perform much better than our competitors. We can much better design attractive furniture, make a really smart design for easy assembly, do it yourself, make a very, very functional design for storaging much more in our warehouses, and this way optimizing space, reducing waste. So one idea is the capability and other the activities. Again, we can have capabilities in our company that can be tangible or intangible. A tangible capability can be technology, for instance, or can be our network of stores, which are in prime locations. But at the same time, we have intangible know-how, expertise, the culture of the company. The culture of the company, like in Google, it allows the company to be flexible. It allows the company to innovate. It facilitates changes and adaptations. That's intangible. This is not a tangible thing. This is not a machine, an equipment, okay? So we have this tangible and intangible, but we are referring to these general ideas that the things that we do better than competitors, skills, talent, culture, a little bit is the same idea, but capabilities is more a general, let's say, general idea, and activities are more right to the point, the specific things that we do for understanding strengths. Finally, you can see that if we use the SWOT analysis, we are going to get the same. In these strengths, you can see the strengths, having a strong financial condition or financial capability, cost advantages or being productive, good customer service, alliances, innovation, all this is exactly the same idea of strengths. So we have these three frameworks, these three lenses to understand the internal side of the company. So analyzing firms' internal capability or internal activities can be done from these three frameworks: activities, capabilities, SWOT with the strengths, but we are talking about the same. The really important things in a company that make us unique, different to competitors, and the most important thing, they sustain our competitive advantage and they are responsible for most of our profits. In Netflix, the original content, the recommendation system, is what really makes Netflix be the winner and makes more of the profits. The same in Apple. The brand, the good design or the technology is what make really Apple successful. Thank you so much.